Now, we just talked about a tremendous piece of software, our InfuseOS Cloud Edition, but we didn't stop there. With this launch on May 24th, we're also dealing with a serious issue, ransomware and malware attack detection. This is very, very critical. It is the #1 or #2 concern of CEOs across the world, no matter where you're located, Asia, the Americas, EMEA. It is a huge, huge concern. And we're tackling that with our InfiniSafe Cyber Detection capability that we announced on May 24th. Now, the impact of a cyber attack cannot be underestimated. One of the things you need to do is realize often the security team and the CISO don't realize how storage is an essential component of a comprehensive cybersecurity corporate process. As you know, cybercrime is going to cost the world this year $8 trillion, according to security analysts. The average event worldwide is 4.5 million. And if you happen to be in the US, it's 9.1 million. So this is something that you have to address. And in fact, that's why both in Europe with the EU Cyber Solidarity Act and this March with the refresh of the National Cybersecurity Strategy in the United States, governments globally are taking this as a very, very critical concern. These documents, by the way, are not just focused on cybersecurity at the government level, be that in the EU or in the United States. The bulk of these documents are really focused on the corporations based in the Americas or based in the EU. Yes, they are used by government agencies, but a lot of it is very focused on what do corporations need to do to resist cybercrime and prevent a cyber attack. In fact, the average enterprise will have 1,168 cyber attacks every single week. No kidding, every week. So they're probably going to get through. And if you have the right cybersecurity corporate strategy, which would encompass your enterprise storage platforms, you'll probably be able to resist this and not have headlines of a ransomware attack. And that's why we have introduced InfiniSafe and now extended that with InfiniSafe Cyber Detection. So our enhancement is all around what we do to help you understand that you are having an attack from a storage perspective. InfiniSafe Cyber Detection does not replace edge protection, does not replace what you're doing over your networks, does not replace what you do at the server layer or at the application layer. What it does do extends cyber detection now into your enterprise storage solutions. So InfiniSafe has been a key tenet of Infinidat now for several years. We have had a strong, since we introduced in February 2022, a strong focus on the InfiniSafe technology. We have it on the InfiniGuard, where we originally introduced it. We then extended it in April of 2022 to our InfiniBox SSA all flash. We then, in the summer of 2022, offered guarantees, guaranteeing the immutability of the snapshot and recovery times. For the InfiniBox and the InfiniBox SSA, that guaranteed recovery time is under 1 minute. I kid you not. In October, we not only enhanced the InfiniGuard with a new platform and the InfiniBox with a new platform, but we extended the guarantees of both immutability and cyber recovery time to the InfiniGuard. Our cyber recovery time on the InfiniGuard, as an example, is 20 minutes or less. So let's just delve in just for a quick second on this cyber recovery guarantees. At the beginning of April, we did a global end user demand generation webinar on InfiniSafe and corporate cyber resilience. In that, we live did 2 recoveries. First, on the InfiniGuard, we configured a 20 petabyte. Yes, you heard me right. Not 20 terabytes, not 20 gigabytes, a 20 petabyte Veeam backup data set. By the way, while we used Veeam, that could have been Veritas, it could have been Commvault, could have been IBM Spectrum Protect, any of the other software backup vendors who are our partners. The key point, though, is we then mimicked a ransomware attack. made that 20 petabytes completely unavailable. We then did a recovery of that 20 petabytes of Veeam backup data in 11 minutes and 55 seconds. I kid you not. Of course, our guarantee is 20 minutes. Well, we were well under that. At the end of that presentation, we also did a recovery on the InfiniBox. 50,000 1080p video files, close to 200 terabytes. Remember, we guarantee recovery time on the InfiniBox SSA and the InfiniBox of 1 minute or less. We recovered those 50,000 video files in 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. No one is guaranteeing those type of recovery times, whether it be for secondary storage on InfiniGuard or what we can deliver you on the InfiniBox and the InfiniBox SSA. And now with this announcement extending into the cyber detection capability.
Eric, make a comment on that. Is, that's very impressive on what we've done in the past there, and that recoverability in 3 or 4 seconds on our primary storage and less than 20 minutes on our purpose-built backup appliance. I think what's great that we're talking about now is you can do that recovery, but what happens if those 9 snapshots you've took over the last 9 days, how do you know that which one's a good known copy? Because as you know, the bad guys may have been in there for a while, right? So I think this is a great next step as you're going to talk about how are we going to help you know, I have an attack, I have 40 snapshots as an example. How do I know where I have the highest probability of recovering from, where I can be confident that my data is secure? So with that, I'll turn it back to you.
Absolutely. We've already talked about the 4 legs of the original stool of InfiniSafe, and now we've added the capability of cyber detection. So you want to make sure you have a known good copy to recover. And we're going to explore a couple different ways that you can do that. Now, one of the key things we're doing with InfiniSafe Cyber Detection is offering you the ultimate in flexibility of what you want to analyze. You could do primary storage, things like volumes, workloads, or snapshots, and we're going to talk about that a little bit deeper. Databases, Oracle, SQL, SAP. You can look at the file side and look at various files that you have. One of the key tenets we're doing is there is a charge for InfiniSafe Cyber Detection. We charge by the capacity. However, if you had a 17 petabyte InfiniBox and you are going to do snapshots of, let's say, 100 terabytes, and you're going to do cyber detection on 50, we only charge you for what you're doing the cyber detection on. The rest of InfiniSafe that we've already talked about, the immutable snaps, the fenced forensic environment, the air gapping, and recovery guarantees are all free. There is a slight charge for cyber detection, but you have A, the flexibility of what you want to do the detection on, and B, you don't have to do it on everything. You choose. That way you can decide whether it's things like volumes, databases, or files, and how much you want to spend on your cyber detection capabilities.
I think that's a great point, Eric, is to set back in everybody's mind. InfiniSafe in general will guarantee that that snapshot's immutable, and when you recover, you're going to get back what you actually put in that snapshot, and no one can go change that snapshot so the bad guys can't get in there. What happens if the bad guys were already in my primary storage and then I took an immutable snapshot of logical corruption? This is this next step of this, is say, let's go look at that and figure out what is that known good copy, right? Because the difference between physical corruption and logical corruption, we're now addressing the logical corruption from the bad guys.
Absolutely. So now remember, threat prevention, the Great Wall, what you're doing across your network, the prevention tools, endpoint, doesn't catch everything. And in fact, the reason it's going to cost $8 trillion for cyber attacks is because you can't prevent everything. So what you want to do then is you want to analyze and report when you think you've got a situation of malware and ransomware, get a known good copy, and be able to recover that as fast as possible. And that's where InfiniSafe Cyber Detection extends what we've already got with InfiniSafe to this new level of analyzing and reporting, so that when you do recover, you're recovering a known good copy that doesn't have the malware or ransomware in it. Now, the key to making InfiniSafe Cyber Detection work is our powerful indexing capability. We can look at metadata, we can look at changes in databases, and we do this over time. It's enterprise class. Again, if you really want to do petabytes, not a problem. The indexing, we're going to go deeper on it, is very powerful and very granular. And the indexing can look at things like a storage volume, files, or databases. We make sure that we're highly accurate, up to 99.5% accuracy. We have over 200 points of determination that are looked at over time as you do your analysis, and also are tied back in to known ransomware and malware attack vectors. So if something new shows up from the cyber mafia, well, kind of looks like that old one, and it might flag it. And then over time, as you're doing your analytics, it would flag that. And of course, as we mentioned already, primary storage, block, file, databases, you decide what you want to scan. And it could be on multiple InfiniBoxes, multiple InfiniBox SSAs. For example, you could decide you want to scan 25 terabytes on 5 different arrays, and that's all you're going to pay for. And you can decide that on one array, it's databases. The other array is going to be a couple volumes. And on a third array, it's going to be a bunch of files. You determine what you want to do. That incredible flexibility, bolstering these powerful insights that can be generated. Now, what we've done here is take the immutability capability that we've had with our InfiniSafe snapshot technology, our capability of making sure that the management schema is independent of the data schema, the forensic environment, and rapid recovery, and now adding intelligent insights with InfiniSafe Cyber Detection. We've now extended what we've already done to make sure that when you do a recovery with our incredible guarantees, you're not recovering malware or ransomware. And if you don't check what's going on, that's exactly what you'll do. You could recover malware or ransomware that you're just trying to clean up. And that does you no good. So by taking the key 4 tenets of InfiniSafe and adding the InfiniSafe Cyber Detection, it gives you a holistic approach to storage cyber resilience and what you're doing to ensure that what you recover is good, and you can take advantage of our incredible recovery times. Just incredible. But the last thing you want to do is recover malware and ransomware that you're trying to clean up.
I think this is a great, Eric, and logistically, that could be done on a single InfiniBox or SSA, as you said, multiples, or it could be on a copy in a different location. So you have the flexibility of doing this and be very cost effective, do it all in one storage array, or physically buy another one and put it somewhere else in a totally different city and even have more protection, all in the same user interface, same user experience. Gives it ultimate flexibility and the management of your spend and your cost, your risk to cost to dollars ratios. So great flexibility.
So let's look at the cyber detection workflow. How does it work? What do we do? So first of all, we can use APIs to integrate and automate the process of when you want to kick off and what you want to analyze with InfiniSafe Cyber Detection. Your first phase, of course, would be actually indexing and looking at changes in content over time. 200 statistics are evaluated with our MI-based machine learning and security analytics, including looking at and seeing known versions that already exist of malware and ransomware. And if something is new and seems anomalous, part of the way you do that is it learns that, wow, that kind of looks like something that was in Herzog's ransomware that came out a year ago. And it does that by doing this comparison and changes in content over time, and then leveraging the existing information, the 200 statistical points that it looks at, and then learning that, boy, that really does look like the Herzog ransomware, and then can flag it. Detection is corrupted. So this can provide an alert, and because of the APIs can be automated to go to the storage team, to the security team, to the application teams, or all three. And then we provide analytics with a dashboard that we're going to talk about in a second. Now, there's a couple different ways to use cyber detection. First of all, you could use it as an early warning system. Yes, you've got early warning systems in a number of different ways in your networks, in your applications, and your servers. But what you could do is you could scan on an individual InfiniBox, or you could move the data to a dedicated InfiniBox whose sole function is cyber detection. So you could either do the scanning on an individual InfiniBox or InfiniBox SSA on the immutable snapshots and scan as an early warning system, or you can move all of that to another InfiniBox, whether it be at the same site or remotely, and scan there. So either way you do that, it gives you the capability of doing the scanning. You're scanning those snapshots, taking a look at them, and identifying known good copies. Now, the other way to leverage InfiniSafe Cyber Detection is you've had an attack. We provide a fenced forensic environment for the InfiniBox and the InfiniBox SSA. Before InfiniSafe Cyber Detection, you would need to call over the Oracle guys or the SQL guys to take a look at things. But now we've helped automate that process with InfiniSafe Cyber Detection, and it's 99.5% accuracy. So in this case, I know I've had a ransomware attack. I know I need to recover. I don't want to pay that ransom. So I have my immutable snapshots on my InfiniBox SSA, my InfiniBox, my 5 InfiniBoxes, my 5 InfiniBox SSAs. So now I need to find a known good copy so I can do a recovery. You put potential candidates of the snapshots in the fenced forensic environment. You then run InfiniSafe Cyber Detection, which then will look at the situation as we talked about and figure out what is a known good copy so you can take advantage of our incredible InfiniSafe Cyber Recover guarantees. Now, one of the key things we do is give you a methodology to understand what happened so that you understand when you're looking at those snapshots that you've got a known good copy. They're organized by severity. What's severe, what's low, what's medium. It gives you details on suspect corruption. You can drill down into it. You can even create customizable dashboards if you want of what you want to look at based on the characterization. In this screenshot, you see there's 14 critical alerts. Now, in the background, you could send an alert notification through the APIs to the storage team, the security team, and the app team. You also can download the analysis and take a look and go deeper to see what is the list of corrupted files. So you can try to track that and see if they're also in other data centers. As you know, InfiniSafe is a corporate focus, and Infinidat itself is very focused on the global Fortune 2000. So most of them have multiple data centers. And with our work that we do with our cloud service provider community partners, same thing. So to be able to download those files and make sure the security teams in multiple locations can look at them and say, oh, whoa, look what we saw at data center A, right? Because they've got a download of the information from this dashboard. So the dashboard is very easy to use, can be customizable to your needs. And if you need to pull the results of the analytics from this dashboard out and put it in another package to take a look at, or distribute it to other data centers that you may own, or if you're a cloud provider that you're leveraging, you want to make sure that you can do that. And you can do that all with the InfiniSafe Cyber Detection dashboard that comes with your InfiniSafe Cyber Detection purchase.